The 2024 Ripple Impact Report is here. As Ripple Impact enters its 8th year, we've now deployed $200 million for good. 2024 saw exciting new partnerships and continued progress in our commitments to impactful finance, blockchain research, sustainability, and local communities. Dive in to learn more. As we know, Ripple is trying to take blockchain to the masses, but they're also giving back to great initiatives, great startups, and that is very, very nice to see. Before we get into it, as always, just a quick disclaimer for you guys that anything on this channel is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research when you are investing in cryptocurrency. So Raoul Powell says, over time, due to aging demographics, governments need to borrow more money to support GDP growth to pay interest on debt. At over 100% of GDP in debt, there isn't enough economic cash flow to fund the debt growth, so it gets printed via Fed net liquidity and also forced via regulation onto the balance sheet of the banks. The debases the currencies and lowers the denominator, optically making scarce assets more valuable, such as Bitcoin. Crypto, mainly Bitcoin, is a life raft as it only offsets the annual 8% debasement, but also gains value due to adoption effects. As we know, it's being adopted globally from, everything, institutions, private equity, whatever the case may be, everyone is coming for this digital asset. These two charts remain the most important chart in all macro and the ones that least people understand. It's all demographic. It always has been. Could not agree more. A very, very well take from Raoul Powell. But moving forward, Chatter to Smoke, the XRPL promises to be cornerstone of the Internet of Value. Ripple is not only a cryptocurrency. That was the most boring part. It actually models the entire financial ecosystem and kind of correlates with this specific thing right here, how they're giving back $200 million in the last 8 years is not a small number, guys. And giving back is something very interesting because they want to innovate. And as Brad Garlinghouse has stated before as well, you have to build together. You can't be, building separately. You have to bring the expertise together and really build together and take the blockchain industry to the masses. And this global shift that we're seeing happening, it only gets done when everyone comes in and works together and kind of get rid of their egos, because once egos get involved, then that's where the problem really occurs, and you kind of see a setback. But once you really come together and bring your thinking hats together, that's where the innovation aspect really comes into play. Here we have it. President Trump says, too late, Powell must now lower the rate. Big bombshell coming from Donald Trump. This comes right after ADP employment report showed the weakest U.S. job growth in over 2 years. So he says, ADP numbers out too late. Powell must now lower the rate. He is unbelievable. Europe has lowered 9 times, and as well as Canada, I think they have done it 5 times, which is crazy to think about. I don't know what's going on. Let me know in the comments down below. Is this the next FOMC meeting? Whenever it's scheduled, I need to look at my calendar once again. But is that where things are really going to happen, where we finally see Bitcoin breaking towards an all-time high, altcoins really rallying due to an FOMC meeting and a potential rate cut, which is long overdue to say the least. But let's watch this video together and come back to it and really see what's happening.
We have broad agreement, Kaylee, with respect to the content of this stablecoin legislation, My Genius Act. And this is going to, I think, take us into the 21st century in terms of upgrading our payment systems. It's going to have very desirable effects, taking the U.S. economy into the digital assets arena, keeping innovation here, lowering risk here in America, and putting in place guardrails that will protect consumers, because every one of these stablecoins will be backed up dollar for dollar with.
So, as you can see, Senator Bill says they want to, make this crypto stablecoin legislation. It's going to really revolutionize the way the payment system is going to be upgraded, and we're going to be entering into the 21st century. Pretty much, kind of getting rid of the old ways of sending money together and just revolutionizing the way we move funds together. And this is something we've been emphasizing day in, day out. People overlook these type of things. Regulation coming towards the crypto industry, it's not just going to happen overnight. It's not just going to be like you sleep and the next morning you wake up, the regulation is here, everything is set in stone, everything is mainstream. That's not how it works. But slowly but surely, things are happening. And we talk about the internet boom. We talk about how crypto is going to be the internet 2.0. I don't see why not, because look at the adoption level for this digital asset and for digital assets in general, including XRP. We heard some big news coming out of China earlier today. That is not about XRP, where the filing was to hold XRP, which is insane to think about, and that's something people overlook. But we don't really want to be overlooking this. So Ripple 2024 impact report also highlights that $21 million in grants, 80% employee participation, 1,500 plus research projects funded, and progress towards net zero by 2030. And also, Trump says, you can see, I'm very pleased to announce that after all of these years, I agree with Senator Elizabeth Warren on something. The debt limit should be entirely scrapped to prevent an economic catastrophe. It is too devastating to put in hands of political people that may want to use this, despite the horrendous effect it could have on our country and indirectly even the world. As to Senator Warren, second statement on the $4 trillion, I like that also, but it would have to be done over a period of time and short as possible. Let's do this, Republican and Democrats, and do this. And also, related to that, look what Brian Armstrong says. Brian Armstrong says if U.S. debt isn't controlled, Bitcoin could replace the dollar as the global reserve currency. And why in the world do we think we talk about global, reserve? Like, we talk about that on a day-to-day basis, how, Bitcoin could be part of the global, reserve, or, country strategic reserve, because they understand the scarcity of this asset class. Let me know down below what you guys think. If you're looking at the price of XRP, we're just going to briefly go over that. Bitcoin is still hovering around the 104,700. Still opens the door for us to, retest 100K, as I stated to you guys before. If we break above 106K, then we're looking at a different thing. Bitcoin dominance still quite high. As far as, XRP is concerned, still ranging around $2.21, holding better than a lot of people expect. Still in the 38.2. We're not going to be forgetting that, but we'll keep you guys covered. Let me know down below what you guys think. We'll see you later in Crypto ZX, and peace out.